Hello. So this video is going to be a little bit about surfaces. And particularly surfaces for acrylic painters and oil painters. You can do almost exactly the same thing. You just have to make sure that you've applied a layer of gesso over whatever you're working on so that the oil doesn't sink into it. Okay, so to walk you through it, a little while ago, I became really kind of obsessed with the idea that certain things are considered very high. Like, this is just a little wrapped canvas and it still has plastic on it. But basically, works of art which are painted with oil paint, usually on stretched canvases, tend to be what people think of when they think of painting, and also they tend to be valued more highly. But the truth is, we can paint on a lot of different things, and I started to ask myself, well, what if I was working with some potentially kind of more considered low materials? So I started painting on cardboard, which was really fulfilling. I also started painting on some just like industrial foam packing that had come guarding something in the mail. And I was like, okay, well, what if I could do these sort of nocturne dusk scenes? And that became like an interest to me, because in a landfill, something like this might take up to 500 years to break down. So in my opinion, it's our job as artists to sort of reevaluate how we value things and what we're leaving for people. I also have for you to see a bit of gesso board. So if you're looking for something that is totally flat, or well, not totally, but very close to being totally flat and very sturdy and very smooth, gesso board will do the trick. And so it's for oils and acrylics. I love painting on these. Don't be fooled. This looks similar to those little boards that are wrapped in canvas, and they're fine for practice, but they have a tendency to warp, and it makes me crazy. These are really, really good, and they will not warp. When you're picking out a canvas, I always want you to look it over really carefully, because if they're stored wrong, they can get dents in them, and it's difficult to get the dents back out. I can talk with you about ways to ease up dents. It can sometimes help if you put just a little bit of hot water on the back and let it dry, and it'll sort of re-shrink the fabric, but not always. So you want to be really careful about buying them without dents and then storing them well. All right.